you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Did you have a good holiday?
Oh, goodness. Yes, I did. I mean, it was very stressful, I'm sure. And I'm trying really hard not to let the holidays be stressful.
Yeah,
It's difficult.
definitely.
I don't really know why. I had everybody over, which was wonderful, and cooked. I love to cook. It's the first time I've had people over in such a long time.
Yes.
That because I moved so much, so it just was a lot more hectic, but enjoyable.
Yeah, it was hectic but enjoyable. That's good. That's wonderful. So, the holidays can be stressful for many, so don't worry about that. So you said you had your family over. What?
Yeah, I had my daughters, my granddaughters, my son-in-law, and hopefully Cindy's son-in-law, and my dad came over, and one of my daughter's friends, who's just, they're all these boys, or I shouldn't say boys, but these young men are from. They remind me of my relatives from Virginia, with those down home, real simple, wonderful attitudes. Very funny and charismatic, but some people call them, I don't know, rednecks, but I happen to love them because that's what I grew up with.
Right.
So they did make it fun. It's just I cannot get over how much more work it was this time.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter was like, "What a mess!" And she's like, "It's never been like this." I said, "I know. I'm still doing the dishes."
Oh my goodness! Wow, lots of dishes. Why was it more hectic this time?
I don't know. I really don't. I've had it down to a science for so many years, and was so prepared. And I mean, everything was prepared the night before. The table was set the night before. I just couldn't get it mentally together.
Sounds like you had everything pretty planned out.
I did, but it didn't plan itself out. I did have it planned out, but it didn't. The plan didn't. Um, it wasn't executed for some whatever reason. So it was fun, but now it's the end of the school term, and there's 2 weeks of massive studying.
Yes.
And I really, really told myself I wanted to just enjoy and embrace the holiday season. And I'm already stressing over it. I don't want to do that. And I've got to figure out how to not do that so that I can enjoy every moment of it.
Right. So do you feel like maybe your stressors kind of might have gotten in the way of your holiday? It sounds like you might have been a little stressed about schoolwork.
I actually tuned the schoolwork out.
Okay, good.
And I really was very relaxed. But maybe because I tuned it out and I didn't think about it, but the consequences maybe of not doing more before the holidays maybe is now what's causing my stress.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you can help me out with that.
Yeah, it's a tough time. I mean, you are dealing with the holidays. Another holiday is about to come up. You have finals in the middle of that, so we're gonna have to tie all the pieces together. And I know we're gonna get there. It's just a hurdle. So how are you working on getting your work done for the finals coming up?
Well, I schedule certain days and times where I really focus on one, one class, so I can study and not get the classes confused.
Okay.
So, like today, I focused on the one class, and I changed the way I studied because I was overstudying and just making it so much harder, and just started to kind of read out loud and explain it to myself, and I'm understanding things a lot easier. So that helped the last few weeks ago when I took my test. So now it's just because it's finals, it's not just studying for the next week's quiz or something. It's now studying for all of, one class is 16 weeks of studying and reviewing, and the other one is, so I have to plan it, and I haven't quite planned it out exactly.
I understand. So can you say that's making you feel anxious about the planning?
Yeah, I think so, because I if I structure a daily, weekly plan, then, and I stick to it, I'm good. And and I always give myself one day a week where I don't think of school,
Mhm.
so that it doesn't matter if it's finals or exams or anything, that I totally don't think about it. And I don't know if maybe I shouldn't do that this time.
It sounds like the plan is kind of keeping you on track. What happens if you don't stick to the plan? How are you feeling then?
Well, then I end up overloaded
Mhm.
because then I missed whatever I was supposed to do. Then I end up having to add it to another day's of studying,
Mhm.
which could, I don't even, could go into a 24-hour thing, which I did last semester.
Oh, wow.
Ended up for 36 to 40 hours straight because I didn't follow through.
Right.
And was going to class, no sleep, but getting it done.
Mhm.
But I don't think I did it fast.
Right. Yeah, we have to find a balance between
Yeah.
getting it done and doing our best and finding time. It's very hard, but I don't know. So your schedule is keeping you on track, and maybe if you have a slip up and you have all that overload, how can we try to make that stress less on you? I mean, obviously the work is still going to be there, but maybe we can change the way we look at it so we can not have the inner anxiety. Because is that also attacking, making you more stressed as well?
Yeah, I think the fact that I'm already I'm creating my own worries that don't exist. God forbid, I get a migraine between now and finals, and I'm out for 3 days,
Mhm.
or which it's so silly.
Right.
I know that, but I've just I guess that I am creating a lot of my own anxiety.
Okay.
And so it's a matter of not creating a worry that doesn't exist, but sometimes I can't help it.
Right. It's tough. So are you creating those worries mostly whenever you might have missed your plan? Is that when
Yeah,
it comes
if I
up?
don't stick to it, or if I
Okay.
don't let myself stay a little bit ahead
Mhm.
to prepare for something that might come up and get in the way,
Mhm.
then I get a little bit frantic because like now I haven't prepared ahead. So if anything gets in the way, I'm already going to be behind. And
Right.
it's a cycle.
Right. It does sound like a cycle. So the cycle obviously begins whenever we miss a day in the plan, and then you stated that you are feeling maybe anxious at that point and overloaded, overstressed. And so, what are some of the things that are going through your mind at that point? Whenever you missed a day of your plan, you're feeling anxious. What are you thinking at that
Well, I'm immediately irritable.
point? Mm-hmm.
If the phone rings, it disrupts me, or I try to turn the ringers off, but I find myself getting irritable with just kids when they call, and they're just calling, and I'm
Right.
lucky that they call. And there will be a
Mm-hmm.
day when they won't have time, and I think to myself, oh, why do I have to answer with such a tone?
Mm-hmm.
Or so yeah, it does bother me, and I do act differently.
Okay. So you're thinking you're stressed, and then maybe your behaviors are that you're maybe taking out on your kids if they call, or if somebody rings the bell and you're mean to them because you're stressed.
Yeah, and I'm not mean, but it's just I can tell that I hurt them by hello, that
Right.
kind of thing, and I need to not be like that
Mm-hmm.
because it just and I that will just upset their day, and then it'll
Mm-hmm.
trickle down, and then they might be cranky with someone else, and then so on and so on and so on. So I know that a simple little attitude or tone can ruin not just my day or the other person's day, but whoever else they come in contact with because I've already set the tone for their day.
Right.
So it's I taught my kids never to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and here I am catching myself just like I did today.
Yeah.
On my way here, well, I gotta go. I'm running late, and should have aggravated that I hadn't done it already, and so here we go with the cycle.
Right. Whenever you say that you go sometimes 36 hours or a very long time studying, do you take breaks in between?
I do take some, but once I'm into it, that's why I don't like to miss it because when I get in the mode, then I'm really there. So if something breaks it, then I'm starting over, but I do take breaks.
Okay.
I will study until I absorb something enough, but I won't go on to something else until I've taken a break.
Mm-hmm.
Until, whether it's just 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and just walk away from it,
Mm-hmm.
because I know, but I'll have to study something completely, fully,
Right.
and then take a break, and then go on to the new thing to study completely and fully. This
Okay.
way I don't get it all jumbled.
Okay, so what kind of things do you do whenever you take a break from studying?
Maybe I'll put the music on,
Okay.
or I don't know. Just walk away from wherever it is I'm studying, and maybe sit outside,
Good.
or make a quick phone call to a friend or something, just to say I'm taking a break and take my mind off of it. I'm sure whatever they have to tell me will be different, and take my mind off of my study.
Right. So whenever after you take your break, do you feel more or less anxious?
It all depends on how much I've left,
Okay.
and if I'm on track, I'm good.
Okay.
And if I'm not on track, then I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to finish? But I know that I have to take a break,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't let it go too long, because if I'm too tired, then I'm not going to be my best anyway.
Right. I think for homework this week, a good idea would be add a different type of break into your breaks. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, your breaks sound wonderful that you're taking, and I'm glad that you're taking them. But sometimes, you're still using your mind. You're listening to music. You're talking on the phone. I want you to try and take your 10-minute break, but I want you to instead just be present in your mind, and maybe just be mindful and do a quiet breathing exercise for that 10 minutes. And let me know next week how or if that affected you, because that might be different from a cognitive break, because you're thinking so much, you're thinking for a lot of time. So maybe if we try this, we can see how that works, and then we could try different breaks, because I think that is a key, that you're taking the breaks. And it seems that if you could stick with the schedule and you have your breaks, then maybe that could be a good starting point for us.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll try anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like a great idea.
Okay, wonderful. We'll do that next week, and hopefully you can get working on your finals.
Yes, yes. And the funny thing is, it's so exciting, and I'm such a sponge. But again, I want to, I just want to soak it all in and understand it.
Mhm.
So whether or not I can memorize or any of that stuff, I'm not as, it's not as so much of a worry as making sure I truly understand it. And I guess that too, like you said, if maybe when I take my breaks and get my brain a break,
Right.
then that might make it less. Might make it less overwhelming. So I look forward to trying that.
I think it might be beneficial for you. And then if you have any other ideas about breaks, how you can incorporate things that you like to do, you can even do this for 10 minutes. I mean, even if you normally do it for an hour, something like, I don't know, taking a short bath or taking a walk or something physical even might be good for you, because you're doing a lot of thinking. And thinking can be exhausting if you're thinking all day. So
it is mentally exhausting.
exactly.
So,
you gotta take the time for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the key.
Definitely.
And staying on task and on schedule, not letting myself, overload. And I just gotta get an attitude where, I know this. Instead of, I need to know more.
Right.
And I haven't quite gotten there yet. Maybe it's because it's been so long since I've been in school. Um, um, so I think, there's so much to it. And just even that one change, that one exercise could change everything.
Right.
I mean, it could change all of these things can all be boiled down to maybe making that one change.
Right.
And making a difference.
You said that you're trying to get to that point where you say you know it. Have you had that point in school yet?
I did a couple weeks ago for the first time, because I studied differently.
Oh, good.
And it was only because by chance, because I continue to have this infection in my finger, so I study writing, and I write when I study, but I was unable to do that.
Okay.
So I studied aloud, and I actually did